listening to the Video Game and Nerd Trivia Podcast with Tony D. Video Game and Nerd Trivia Podcast, your episodic dose of trivia covering all things video games and nerdy. Now, here's your host, Tony D.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Video Game and Nerd Trivia Podcast. On today's episode, we're going to be doing a minisode. And I was thinking about doing a minisode that's a little bit different than what we've been doing. So instead of just straight up asking you trivia questions, it's going to be something of a video game named Mashup. So basically, if this is your first time, usually the way it works is I'll ask you a question, give you 5 seconds of silence, and then tell you the answer. And on minisodes, it's 10 questions instead of 30 questions. So for today's episode, video game named Mashup is going to be a game where I basically take two video games and then link them together by the last word of the first game joining with the first word of the second game. And I'll give you a clue in which it's a plot of a made-up video game, and your job is to try and find out what two video games are combined to create that game. So it's a little bit hard to understand, so I'll give you an example. So let's say I tell you the clue is, in this game, you play soccer, but you choose your champions from the Summoner's Rift to pilot your vehicles in the 5 vs 5 soccer combat. So this is referring to the game Rocket League and also the game League of Legends. So the answer would be Rocket League of Legends. Alright, so that's out of the way. So another thing about this episode, I'm going to be giving you 10 seconds of silence instead of 5, just to give you a little bit more time to think. Alright, let's play. Question 1. Billy and Jimmy Lee entered a Tenkaichi tournament against the likes of Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo. What mashup is this? This would be Double Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Question 2. Mario and Luigi joined the army in this Gearbox-developed tactical first-person shooter game. What mashup is this? That would be Super Mario Bros. In Arms. Question 3. In the time of Julius Caesar, embark on this epic journey in this RTS where Caesar's army engages in full combat against the orcs. What mashup would this be? This would be Rome Total Warcraft. Question 4. You're in a fast food joint collecting falling items while trying to shoot your way out to catch Mad Dog while hiding behind counters. What mashup is this? This would be Burger Time Crisis. Question 5. Sonic and team join in with Wonder Boy to find out what's going on in the piece of land in the middle of the ocean that they are on. What mashup is this? This would be Sonic Adventure Island. Question 6. Sweet Tooth took the Fox Die formula and is now on the hunt for Solid Snake. What mashup is this? This would be Twisted Metal Gear Solid. Question 7. Peter Parker, he's on the run from an assassin that has creative ways of killing his victims. What mashup is this? This is Spider-Man Hunt. Question 8. In this survival horror, you embark in journeys where darkness prevails and you encounter beings like Morgan, Dimitri, and Felicia. What mashup is this? This is Are You Afraid of the Darkstalkers? Question 9. In this FPS, your team of 4 must survive the zombie apocalypse and save Kasumi, Tina, Li Fang from becoming zombies themselves. What mashup is this? This is Left 4 Dead or Alive. Question 10. When the Nintendo mascot joins with the Ubisoft Bunny mascots in a PlayStation 1 3D animated fighting game, chaos ensues. This is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle Arena Toshinden. Alright, how did you do? Hopefully you had some fun with that. I actually had a lot of fun making these questions because it was a little bit of like puns and creative linking of like these different video games. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Maybe I'll do some of these in the future if you guys did enjoy that. And if you did, also just please rate us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere you're listening to this. Really helps reach more people who might be interested in video game and nerd trivia podcasts. Again, as always, you can always reach out and suggest topics for me to write for future episodes. But until next time, trivia on.